One. Welcome back to the show, Reds. This is the Shankly session, the Liverpool podcast we bring you each and every day, nearly on the upper tier podcast out there on YouTube. This is your match reaction. Man City 2, Liverpool 2. Certainly a game of two halves. I don't think you'll see a worse half of football than we witnessed in that first half for Liverpool. Um, I've never seen the boys as nervous, as wasteful, um, and as kind of detached and switched off from a game as I did in that first half. I thought they started off so nervous. The passing was all over the place. They were at six and sevens at the back. Obviously Trent was targeted, and that's not unusual from City anyway, because they know in terms of attacking he is sublime, but they know in terms of defending he has this ability to just not read the game or switch off. Um, but they crop up after 5 minutes. Free kick is awarded to City. Free kick taken, quick ball breaks to De Bruyne, who flashes the shot, and it deflects into the far corner, giving Allison really no chance. But again, it was symptomatic of how we had started the game. Just really, really poor and really, really switched off. In 13 minutes, we get back in. Great assist from Trent into Jota with a clutch finish, puts it in from about 6 yards out. Um, as Jota has been doing this season, and certainly justified his pick over Bobby Firmino today. I know there's a lot of Reds out there debating whether Bobby should have started or whether Jota should have started, but I think Jota's record this season speaks for itself that he should be the pick over Bobby Firmino, certainly at the moment. Man City then up their game, winning all the pressing, sort of beating us at our own game. I thought it was so weird first half to second half. First half, it was like they were us and they were beating us at our own press game. And it was kind of, second balls, creating chance after chance. It felt like a second goal for City was coming. Um, Salah, Liverpool again playing with a nervousness. Salah not really in the game. Once again, producing very little in the first half, if anything. Then Robbo booked on 28 minutes for a foul on Kevin De Bruyne. And then on 36 minutes, the goal comes. And if there was ever a definition of the issues that we have with Trent Alexander-Arnold as a defender, this was it. Ball comes in from the far side. Jesus goes in from the back. Trent totally unaware of what's going on, and just literally leaves him free. Allison ends up in kind of no man's land trying to block the shot, and the shot goes into the roof of the net, and it's 2-1 City. And it goes in 2-1 at half time. Obviously, Bernardo Silva was booked on 40 minutes for a foul on Robbo. Needless booking, which I'm sure Pep wasn't happy about at all. There was no real danger and stuff like that. Books in and takes it. But yeah, first half, I don't think we'll play a worse half this season, and I don't think we have played a worse half this season than that first half in terms of our nervousness, in terms of our back line was all over the place, balls breaking to City constantly all the time. Every time we headed a ball clear or tried to clear a ball, seemed to fall to a City player. It was like they had nearly extra players on the pitch. And we just lost our focus and our nervousness on what we were about. Second half, come out, 46 minute, boom, came out of the blocks. Obviously, Klopp had hairdryer the boys to bits in the changing room. And they came out with a different impetus. Super ball from Mo Salah into Sadio Mane, and a clinical finish under pressure into the corner. 2-2 game on. Liverpool now producing the press. Man City now looking nervous. The Etihad quiet. Not that it isn't quiet most match days, but however. Thiago booked on 61 minutes. And then Raheem Sterling on 63 minutes with a disallowed goal by VAR offside. Liverpool lucky with the high line. And we had rode our luck with that high line both in the first half and in the second half. And we had mentioned on the show over a number of weeks that, yes, it could come back and bite us. But we got away with it. Game is now at this stage back and forth. An absolute joy to watch as a game, but a nervousness for me, obviously, as a Liverpool fan. I'm sure all you Reds out there were nervous as hell as well watching this. But these are two teams at the absolute pinnacle of world football playing against each other, two heavyweights. You've got Klopp versus Pep, and around the whole pitch, you have key battles with different players happening within the game. That shows just how great both these teams are. Um, on 70 minutes, Klopp starts ringing the changes. Jota goes off for Diaz. On 75 minutes, Mahrez for Sterling comes on. 78 Keita for Hendo, 83 Grealish for Jesus, and Firmino for Mane. So the both managers are going for it. These are attacking changes, to say the least. So both players really want, or both managers really going for trying to win this. I'm not sure how the game, 83 minutes, Fabinho booked, nasty challenge on Bernardo Silva. Probably lucky to get away, but it was very, very late, right down the inside of the ankle. On 89 minutes, Virgil was booked as well. And in the 93rd minute, Riyad Mahrez pops up with an opportunity to win the game for Man City, which he doesn't take, goes for a chip instead of a shot. Probably the wrong choice. Had a great opportunity to win it for City and let it slip. And then the game pillars out into a 2-2 draw. And the title race continues. Not sure whether to be happy or disappointed. I think overall, as a Reds fan, I think we have to be happy with the draw. In truth, in the first half, we could have went in 3 or 4-1 down. We were lucky to get out of there at 2-1. Did bounce back with an early goal in the second half. And produced a number of opportunities. I think Jota was unlucky with the toe poke as well, when he had broke through. But they also had a number of opportunities. And I think on the balance of the game, I think we kind of have to be satisfied without being happy that the title race is still on. And that we just have to go toe to toe now for the next 7 games and see what comes out of that. And if City win all their 7 games on the way in now, then hats off to them as champions. If they can slip up somehow and we can take advantage, we have the tougher run in now with some key games coming up. Spurs, Everton, Man United, really, really tough games. These are teams trying to chase down top 4 and also stay over relegation battle. And they're going to be tough. And we will see what happens. We now switch obviously to Champions League midweek, and then we have United next weekend, and then we have FA Cup against Man City. I suppose you'd have to say it's advantage to Man City at the moment because it's in their hands now. If they win out their games, they win the league. So today was the opportunity to wrestle that back, and we couldn't. But on the balance of play, I think we have to be satisfied leaving with a point. Let's get on to the player ratings because there was a number of players today where I thought the game passed them by. There was a number of players today where I thought just didn't get into the game, who should be getting into the game and be more influential. I thought our midfield, before we get into the ratings, I thought our midfield was kind of poor. I thought Fabinho never really got to grips with the game and was kind of bullied out of it a little bit. I thought Hendo was non-existent, which is real concerning for our captain, because he should be the one in that middle of the park driving forward and driving us forward and, getting people going and stuff like that. And I thought today it was a poor showing from our captain. But let's get into the ratings. Alisson I gave an 8 to. Made a couple of real good saves, especially the one at the feet of Raheem Sterling when he broke through early stages. Don't think he could have done a whole lot for the goals. I think if he had got something on the Jesus one, I think it would have been outstanding. But roof of the net stuff, and he's on the way down diving, trying to make himself big. But came out, collected the ball well. He made a lovely one off a corner as well, where it was coming in right under the bar, and he just took it like as if it was nothing. So an 8 for Alisson today. Trent, I toyed with giving him a 5 or a 6, and I gave him a 6. But I think you probably have to give him a 6 on the balance of his attack and play there and the balls that he played. But I think in terms defensively, it's a real worry. He just seems switched off and lackadaisical at times at the back. And I don't know whether it's what we've built him up for as an attacking player, and whether he just doesn't feel it's part of his job, or he doesn't feel it's something he needs to do. But that Jesus goal today was everything we should be worried about Trent Alexander as a defender. Matip, I gave a 6-2 today as well. Very, very nervous. And Van Dijk, I gave a 6-2 as well. I thought both our centre backs today, they were at odds with each other. They were very, very nervous. The communication with Allison, I thought, was poor. I think they grew into the game more as the second half came, but I think we, on the balance of play, we kind of shaded it and got away with it a bit. Every time they cleared the ball, they cleared it into a danger area. Most times when they cleared the ball, it went to a City player. And it was kind of a poor showing by the two centre backs today. Fabinho, I gave a 5-2. It's the first game I've really seen Fabinho play in where I felt he got shoved out of the game and couldn't impact the game himself. So it was a poor showing for Fabinho today. I thought in that battle with Bernardo Silva and Rodri, I just thought he really, really struggled. I thought he struggled to get the grips with it. I thought between De Bruyne, Rodri, and Bernardo Silva, and maybe it's not a reflection of Fabinho. Maybe it's a reflection of how out of the game Hendo was, and obviously Thiago. We know how good he is attacking wise and stuff like that. But yeah, Fabinho got a 5. Hendo, I gave a 5 to as well. I just don't think I'm worried about Hendo at the moment. I just don't think he impacts on games the way we need him to now. And I don't know. I just don't know what to make from it. I just think, especially in the second half of the season, I think at times games just go by him, and he doesn't seem to be able to influence the way he used to. So 5 for Hendo. Thiago, I gave a 7 to. I think generally his passing was okay. At times he gave the ball away. But I think he had an influence on the game, and I think he was our only midfielder that had an influence on the game. So I gave him a 7. Mane, I gave a 7 to. I thought he took the goal lovely, which was the reason I gave him a 7. I think he battled hard at times. I think he was doubled up on times. I think his control was pretty good. I think his distribution of the ball between himself and Robbo, I thought was pretty good. But yeah, we just need a little bit more, don't we, really? Jota, I gave a 7 to as well. And again, it was more about the finish and the build up and stuff like that. And I think at times he puts himself about it as a pest and stuff like that. I thought first half it was really difficult for the front three. I just don't think they really got into it. We were kind of bullied out of it in that first half. And Salah, I gave a 6 to. And I'm really, really, really in this run in and all this talk of a quadruple and stuff like that. I'm really concerned about Salah's form at the moment. I think since the new year, there's been a massive drop off in his play. And I just think, I know it would be hard to sustain the Mo Salah of the first half of the season, but I just think the drop off has been huge. I think he runs down channels now where he puts himself in trouble. I think he turns back into trouble. I don't think he opens up players anymore. You seen it today where he put the ball, I think, past Kyle Walker or something like that. Like, he was never getting by Kyle Walker. He looks as if he's lost a yard. He looks as if he's lost a bit of pace as well. He's not as fast. Tends to lose the ball a lot. Obviously the ball into Mane was unbelievable. But I mean, in general, if you look at his overall play and his demeanour, and for a guy who's sitting at the top of the table looking for between 400 and 500 grand a week in terms of a new contract and stuff like that, you need to be bringing a bit more. And hopefully he will in the run out of the season. I've no doubt that he will. But at the moment, I just feel like he's coasting, and I hate to say that because I'm a huge Mo Salah fan. But at the moment, I think he's coasting. And I think the sooner the better that contract is sorted out one way or another. And the sooner the better that we can actually push forward or move on or whatever the case is going to be. But I'm concerned that the whole situation of that contract and the talk that comes out and stuff like that is hinging on our season and overhanging on our season. Because at times, we've been getting results and we've been playing well. But at times it's been workmanlike rather than what we would expect from Liverpool Football Club. And I'm not sure in his case whether this whole contract thing is wearing on him and maybe wearing on some of his teammates as well, that it's about time it was just sat down and sorted out. So yeah, so today probably a combination of frustration, a combination of satisfaction that we're still in the title race, because I think 4 points you may as well have given Man City the trophy. But we'll take a 2-2. That has been my player ratings and match reaction. Of course, this is the Shankly Sessions on the upper tier. If you want to contact us on Twitter at Session Shankly, the upper tier podcast at gmail.com. Let us know your ratings down below in the comments. Let us know what you thought of the game. Is it a fair assessment? Um, I think it was. I followed the game. If I'm being a bit harsh, let me know. Let us know your player ratings as well. But it was a joy to watch a game with two teams really at the top of their game. And it was definitely a battle of two halves between two heavyweights. And it was great to see that embrace at the end between Klopp and Pep. Real respect for both guys, for each other and both teams. Um, yeah, and it's great. You know, we go back into work on Monday and we still have a title race. And up next again, now we have Champions League and then we have United, the biggest rivalry in English football coming up next weekend. Don't forget, we will be dropping previews throughout the week. And join us tomorrow night for the Monday mashup where we'll be reviewing all the talking points, no doubt, from this game and all the talking points from the weekend. Till next time, Reds, we will keep this quadruple going for as long as we can.